here to announce a world title fight, title defence of the IBF Junior Lightweight title for Gervonta Davis against Liam Walsh. The fight to be taking place on May the 20th at the Copper Box Arena. And before we hear from our protagonists, let me just introduce everybody who's up here. First of all, on my far right here, Leonard Ellaby, who is the Chief Executive of Mayweather Promotions. Alongside him, we have Gervonta Davis, who is the defending IBF champion. Man to my right probably needs no introduction whatsoever, one of the greatest fighters of all time. In his mind, I'm sure, the greatest of all time. And now trying to establish himself as a great promoter as well, Floyd Mayweather. And on my far left, a man who's waited a considerable time for his world title opportunity, but has always been a great credit to the sport, and particularly for Norwich, Norfolk and Cromer. The Farmy Army will be there in force cheering him on, I have no doubt about that. And Liam Walsh getting his chance to take on Gervonta. And finally, and I will have first word for Frank, Chairman of Box Nation and the promoter of Liam Walsh, Frank Warren.
Thank you. Well, thanks very much everybody for coming today, and thanks to Floyd, who for me is the standout and the greatest fighter of his generation. Thanks for Leonard, who's been doing a fantastic job with the promotions in the States, and obviously for Gervonta to come into the UK to take up the challenge of his mandatory challenger, Liam Walsh. We've got a fantastic fight. Myself and Floyd from Mayweather Promotions, which is a show that is sponsored by Rain and Steel, the WBO Super Featherweight Championship between the undefeated Gervonta Davis, 17-0, against his mandatory undefeated challenger, 21-0, Liam Walsh. Fight will be on the 20th of May at the Copper Box Arena in London. In the UK, it will be televised by BT Sport and Box Nation. It's a fantastic fight between two undefeated fighters. I'm particularly thrilled about this from Liam's point of view, because he's, to all intents and purposes, boxing Gervonta, who's considered to be, by some members of the press and some of the people in the know, as the next big thing in American and world boxing. So Liam, as we all know, loves a challenge. He's certainly got a challenge in fighting Gervonta, but I can assure you this is going to be a great fight. It will be a great fight. Two great fighters, two fighters who have such a... Whoever comes out of this fight, the winner, has the world at his feet. This is going to be something special, and I'm really looking forward to the fight. We're looking forward to working with Floyd, Leonard and Gervonta.
Leonard, I think I undersold you before, calling you the Chief Executive, the President, I should say.
No, I'm the President.
Oh, right, okay. Let's hear from you. You've heard from Frank from his perspective. How do you see this fight?
Mayweather Promotions is very, very excited to bring a massive fight to the UK. Floyd has been wanting to bring a big event to the UK, and what better way to do it than to bring our youngest world champion in boxing, none other than the IBF Super Featherweight World Champion here. It's going to be a very exciting fight. He'll be defending his title against a very, very good young fighter, undefeated fighter in Liam Walsh. Frank and Andy and the rest of the Queensberg promotional team have done an exceptional job with his career thus far, and we're very excited for Gervonta to defend his title on May 20th. And again, we're very happy to be here. There's been a big resurgence of boxing for the British fans. I can't say enough for the enormous support that the fans have given these fighters, and we're excited to be here. This next gentleman, like I said, he knows a thing or two about boxing. He's broken all the records in the sport. He really don't need an introduction, but I'm very impressed with how he's made the transition from being TBE to being a very astute promoter. His input and his knowledge of the game It's truly a blessing to the sport. You will see many big fights made in boxing, and the main reason why we're here today, because he wanted to bring this fight here, is Floyd Mayweather. So ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, the president of Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather.
I want to say thank you for having us. We pleased about bringing this fight here. Finally, I'm just saying finally because I couldn't come over here and fight, but I promised you guys last year that we will bring more boxing to the UK. We will bring the most exciting fights that we possibly can bring to the sport of boxing. We will bring it to the UK. You guys are, hardcore fans. And I, as well as my staff and my company, appreciates the support from you all. You guys have done a remarkable job with, all the UK fighters. The last 10 years, I should say. You guys are now a force in boxing, so you guys cannot be overlooked. The only thing that we want to do is continue to go out there and build our brand, build our company, and help young fighters grow and accomplish what they're trying to accomplish in boxing. I commend the fighter, Leon Walsh. Congratulations with all your accomplishments. May 20th, may the best man win, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be in top condition. And our man, our young fighter, Gervonta he will be ready. I think, this kid has an unbelievable story, Very rough background, and out of all the fighters that's in boxing, no one has a story like Gervonta Davis. It's all about blood, sweat, and tears in our boxing gym and within our company. It's about blood, sweat, and tears. He's a hungry young fighter. He's dedicated to his craft, and right now, this is a tremendous matchup. But the thing is this, I'm so extremely happy about bringing boxing to the UK. I look forward to doing hopefully 3 more shows this year in the UK. Frank, throughout the years in boxing, I watched you work. Unbelievable promoter, great promoter. I commend you, I take my hat off to you, to your team, to your staff, for working with us and being such a gentleman. And with you being on my undefeated tour, I want to thank all the fans and everyone that came out to support me. I want to thank the media. I want to thank all the media networks that has covered these events on my undefeated tour. But May 20th, someone has to win, someone has to lose. That's up to the 2 competitors. It's not up to me, it's not up to Frank, it's not up to Larry, it's not up to John, it's up to the 2 competitors. So we'll just see how this fight plays out May 20th. But one thing, Gervonta Davis is always in an exciting fight, always. So I'll see you guys May 20th, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to pass the mic to John or Frank and let them talk. I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk again if I have to answer questions. But thanks for having us over in your country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Floyd. And it's probably the right time now to introduce the 2 fighters. First of all, to Liam. I mean, this is something you've waited for a long time, Liam, and here is now a fight for a world title. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel great. I've already been away training for the past 2 months. Obviously, we've still got 10 weeks come Saturday. I'll be in the best shape of my life, and I'm very confident.
And you've been over in Tenerife, going through the preparations in warm weather?
Yeah, that's correct. We'll go over there, just train altitude and train the heat.
Can I just ask you, the guys will have their own questions, I'm sure, in a moment or two, but you've been in the sport now for a long time. What does it feel like being on the same top table here as one of the true legends of the sport of all time? with Floyd Mayweather?
It's funny really because we've travelled over to Las Vegas, me and my brothers, several times to watch Floyd himself fight. We was there for that. Well, it was fighting hands, to be honest with you, one of them. All the others, we were spot boxing, full stop, but obviously we wanted our man to win, that didn't happen, but yeah, no, I've always, obviously I'm a massive boxing fan, I've always watched Floyd and admired and respected how he's gone about his business, and yeah, I don't know, he doesn't need to tell me anything about his achievements or anything like that, so yeah.
And just a word about the fight before we hear from the champion. What do you think are going to be the key factors? You're obviously going to say, yeah, I'm going to win it, but how do you win it?
I'm very, I'm always confident. I'm always very confident I can win the fight. I know I'll win the fight, but I don't want to let too much of the fag either, to be honest with you, because I've already watched. I've obviously watched the Gervonta fight. It's always 4 or 5 other fights on YouTube, and Gervonta's, as I mentioned, fights over there. I've studied a lot, and all that I need to know and what I've been working on the last 2 months already. You know, no man's unbeatable.
Turning yourself into a fighter.
I can do more about that. I'm more confident I can win the fight. I don't really want to start giving you a breakdown of how I feel the fight will go. I think you have to buy a ticket or subscribe to Box Nation for that pleasure. BT Sports as well, yeah. And then you'll see. There's one thing for certain, and Frank said it earlier, this is a cracking fight. This is a proper fight. This is what boxing fans want to see. This is a real fight. When I do envision the fight, how it's going to go in my mind, I can't see how it fails to deliver. I cannot see how this fight will fail to deliver. This is nearly impossible.
Thank you very much, Liam. Let's hear from the champion now, Gervonta Davis, who won the title in January, putting on an outstanding performance, beating HUSSAIN to become the IBF champion. Floyd's already told us about your extraordinary story to get here as the champion. Just tell us a little bit about what boxing has done to your life, about why this sport is so important to you.
The sport, when I first signed with Floyd, I was just a new kid again on the block. I had my first fight on TV under Floyd versus Berto. He gave me a chance to, showcase my skills. So I fight later. I fought on TV again. I was knocking my opponent out so quick. They question my skills. They believe in, what I can bring to the sport, the excitement. So we had a chance to fight Gervonta. I believe in my team. My team believed in me. There's a lot of doubt that saying that, I want to be able to beat Pedraza. He was had too much experience for me. But once again, I believe in my team. I believe in Leonard. I believe in Floyd Mayweather. I believe in Al Heyman. We got the job done. Now we're in the UK. Giving the fans, the media, and Walsh a chance. Hopefully, May the 20th, he'll be ready. Because on my side, the A side, we will be ready.
I hear that the money that you're going to make from this fight, that you're planning to buy a house for your mum, is that right?
It's not about the money, it's about, giving, Len Walsh the shot, giving the UK fans, what they've been waiting for, and then bringing the excitement, May the 20th.
How important to you has Floyd been as a guiding figure and somebody to learn from and as a mentor?
I want to say Floyd, coming up, Floyd was like you know, he was the god in us in the sport of boxing. You know, I always wanted to be with Floyd. You know, I remember about like 5 years ago, you know, me saying that Floyd, I will only side with Floyd Mayweather. You know, this is the time that Golden Boy promotion was popping. You know, and, I don't believe that Floyd was up and running yet. You know, just when he just came out of prison. You know, and, I posted a picture of him just letting him know that Floyd Mayweather home and this is my chance to sign with him. I actually did sign with him at that time. It took me a couple fights, you know, and we made the fight happen. We made it happen. You know, now today we here in the UK, and I want to Floyd Mayweather, and you know, we're making big things happen.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Time now to throw the conference open to the floor. And if you'd like to ask questions, please could you indicate to Dan, who's the guy here with the microphone. And before you ask your questions, can you say who you're representing? And can I also, before we ask questions, just politely say we are here today to talk about boxing, and we'd like to talk and confine it to this event. If Floyd decides to talk about more than that, that's up to him. But the questions, please, can we have it about boxing? So, as I said earlier, you might not get another opportunity to ask the questions you want to hear the answers to. So please, can you indicate if you'd like to have the microphone? Down at the back now. If you're a journalist, please can you say who you're representing before you ask your question, please?
Good morning, it's Samara Shabak, boxing socialist. Welcome to London, everybody. Okay, so question first to Mr. Ellaby. Okay, how do you think we'll be able to maintain the relationship from across the pond in terms of the business for, you know, getting the viewings for this fight for Davis versus Walsh?
Repeat that.
Okay, Mr. Ellaby, how do you think you'll be able to maintain the relationship between both parties, Mr. Frank Warren, across the pond? Does it make business sense for this fight between Davis and Walsh?
Oh, of course. Great business sense. It really, to be honest, with Floyd had a strong desire to obviously bring a massive event to the UK, and it didn't take me very long at all to make the deal with Frank and Andy. We're really looking forward to working with, like I said, Frank and Andy and the rest of their wonderful team, and it's going to be a big event.
Okay, great. So question to Floyd. Hi, Floyd.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to teach Gervonta, you know, your fighting style? How do you think he could emulate you to, you know, win this fight?
It's not really emulating me. It's me helping him get over the hump. Because I'm able to communicate and tell these fighters when they're in a grueling fight or they're in a tough fight, how they can make things a lot easier. You know, it's about working smarter, not harder. So I can teach fighters how, because I've faced every style that you can possibly face. So I can give small pointers to help Gervonta, you know, small pointers to help him be victorious. But anything can happen in the sport of boxing, we're not overlooking, you know, we're not overlooking it at all. But everything takes time. Our man is going to be in top shape. And one thing about our guy, Gervonta, we know he has dynamite in both hands. So he's already a dangerous fighter. So now what we try to do is add to that. We try to make him better. We try to add to it. We know he has the offense. You know, we try to mix the defense in a little bit, as you guys can see. In his last fight, when he fought Pedraza, he was faced with some adversity, but he was able to get over the hump and get the job done. And he done it in a very exciting fashion.
Question for Floyd. Gareth Davis from the Telegraph. Floyd, could you describe what you saw in Gervonta when you first walked into the room. There was something about him. Can you
Yes.
describe that moment, that day?
Well, first it was, I think I was on the Canelo tour.
Yes.
I was on the Canelo tour. We was going to different cities, different states, different countries, promoting, doing different press conferences, promoting the Canelo fight. So I went to DC, even though he's from Baltimore, that could be 45 minutes to an hour away from DC. He came and took a picture with me, and I didn't even know. They said this kid can fight. And when I first seen him, I took a picture with him. I said, he do look like he can fight a little bit. And someone told me, I said, I think this kid can fight. But that's not what happened. This is how I ended up working with him. He came to my gym. He worked out. He worked out a little bit. But then I told my assistant, I said, you know what? There's something about that kid that I see. Every time I look at that kid, I see superstar. So I told my assistant, Mary, I said, get in touch with him, and I need to find out who he's signed with. Then I said, we got in touch with him over social media. Then I met him in New York. When I met him in New York, I told him, we'd like to work with you if you don't have a promoter. And within 24 months of us working with you, you will fight for a world title. But it's up to you to go out there and win that world title. And that's what we did.
Thank you. And a question for Liam. Liam, you've grown up in your own adversity as well that people perhaps aren't aware of. Can you just talk a little bit about how you've had to be patient for this fight and what it means to you to go against a guy like Gervonta, who is so vaunted at the moment?
Yeah, it makes it all the more sweeter for me. Gervonta is being touted as the future of boxing, the next superstar. And who's to say he isn't? You saw everyone saw the picture as a fight, they look brilliant. So, who's to say he isn't? But that makes my training, my everything. It makes things a lot easier for me. I said earlier, I'm not going to say I've got nothing to lose. I've got everything to lose. I've got a fight to lose. I've got my faculties to lose. I've got plenty to lose. But this is a serious fight. I know it's a serious fight. Gervonta's a very good fighter. I'm a very good fighter. And like Floyd said earlier, let the best man win. It's going to be a good fight.
Floyd, Alan Baldwin from Reuters. We heard Liam say that no man is unbeatable. Obviously, you would obviously dispute that, but it could be that your career is not yet finished. What is the latest on Conor McGregor, if you're willing to tell us?
Well, right now, it's these two young fighters up here. It's about them. It's not about me and McGregor. I got a promoter hat on. It's about these two fighters, not about McGregor. I'm happy that we were able to make this fight, and I don't know what the future holds for any one of these fighters, but I know May 20th, I want everybody that's tuning in right now, fly to London and come see this fight. You have to. Two undefeated fighters, and it's crazy that Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting another undefeated fighter, and he's the youngest world champion in the sport of boxing. But one thing about him, I always tell him this: never overlook any fighter. That's why I was able to go 49-0, because I never overlook any fighter. You never overlook any fighter, because anything can happen at the blink of an eye. I take my hat off to this young competitor on the end. He's undefeated for a reason. It's obvious he's done something right thus far. So what we have to do is take our fighter back, put him in the gym, and when you go into a fight like this, you can't say, I'm world champion. You gotta go back to the drawing board and take your time, keep your composure, and listen to your team. And when the time is right, you go out there and strike.
Hi, Floyd. It's Declan Taylor from HUSSAIN Sports Agency.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you? Could you just tell us what the thinking was behind bringing Gervonta Davis to the UK for his first defence rather than continuing to build him over in America?
I'm happy that we was able to bring him here. I'm extremely happy. Leonard called me because Leonard doesn't always reach out to every fighter. A lot of times I reach out, or sometimes he reaches out. Far as he understands that I have a closer relationship with Gervonta. I have a lot of fighters under the Mayweather promotion banner. I think I probably have a close relationship with Gervonta and Jalen Love. I have a very, very close bond with those two fighters. And I reached out to him and I said, the mandatory fighter that you're facing is from the UK. What would you like to fight? He said, it doesn't matter to me. I'll fight him in the UK, I'll fight him in the US. Just make the fight happen, and that's what we did.
Frank, could you just tell us a little bit about how the negotiations went, also the role of the link-up with BT Sport, and is this the start of more of these sorts of fights, more of these sorts of champions coming over here?
With the link-up, excuse me, the link-up has enabled us to put this fight together. And as we said from the day we announced the fight with BT, we announced the deal with BT, we will be in there pitching for our guys every opportunity to give them home advantage. I've been a big believer in Liam. Liam was the very first fight, the very first title fight we put on Box Nation years ago was his fight. If anybody's seen that, I still think it's the best fight we've ever had on Box Nation. It was such an exciting fight. And he's had some bad luck over the years, with car crashes and injuries. But he's kept in there, and I think his time is now. And obviously, once Gervonta beat Pedraza, Liam was the mandatory. We reached out to Leonard and Floyd, and we very quickly done the deal. And that says a lot about their faith in Gervonta, that he's, and Gervonta himself, that he's coming into the other guy's backyard. He's done a fantastic job at Pedraza, but we all know this is a different proposition, and I think this is going to be, as I say, the winners from this fight are going to be the fans. The fans are going to see a great fight. Two fantastic, undefeated boxers who, as I say, are going to go on for much bigger things. The winner of this fight will go on to bigger things. And as I say, getting the deal done together with Leonard and with Lloyd's company has been, was very, very easy to do.
It counts for international business. So, a question for Floyd. With regard to preparing Gervonta for this fight over the next 10 weeks, how do you prevent becoming distracted by, let's say, other things away from this fight? Can you guarantee you're giving 100% of your attention?
Well, what I try to tell them is this, don't settle for less just because you won one world title and you're making, very good money now. Never settle for less. Don't think about the money. Don't think about the titles. Think about the victory. Think about going out there working hard. Think about giving the fans excitement. Do it for the love of the sport. Compete and do what you love to do. But just don't think about the money, because before I got the 9-figure paydays, I was focused on going out there just being the best that I can be. I did it for free for so many years. As an amateur, I did it for free. So I told them, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about nothing. The big money, that will eventually come. Go out there, do it for the love of the sport. When you face the best, try to beat the best. And just take one day at a time. It's the only thing you can do. Take one opponent as they come. But don't overlook this guy.
And all your attention is going to be on preparing him for this fight?
Of course, I told him just now when he was up here talking. Training camp will be in Las Vegas. I want him to focus, that he's able to go to the boxing gym when we want to go to the boxing gym. We want to close the boxing gym where he can have his private training sessions, because we want to make sure, because the fights are starting to get bigger. So when the fights are starting to get bigger, we have to take this extremely serious. We can't take nothing like this for a joke. Boxing is wear and tear on the body. So we're ready to take him back to camp, get him focused, and go out there and perform May 20th.
Floyd, Anthony Davis, do you think, can Gervonta even come close to the kind of numbers that you get in boxing? Can he be as a bigger name as you?
Absolutely. And the reason why is because it's a lot easier to touch your fans. It's easier to get fans nowadays with social media. With the social media outlet, it's so easy to build a fan base. And as you can see on social media, there's a lot of fighters that's world champions that is not as big as Gervonta is, because he's connected to me, because he's always with me, but also he can fight. I would say this, Gervonta Davis is not just the youngest world champion in boxing, he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. And so we can't take that away from him. We know that with him, there's going to be blood, sweat, and tears.
Colin Hart, the son. Floyd, this is for you. You said earlier that you would like to regularly come here with your fighters to the UK. Can you throw a couple of names at us who you'd like to bring over?
Badu Jack is a fighter. Ashley Viapane, of course, he's from the UK. We would like for Ashley to be on the undercard. Hopefully he can face another European fighter if it's possible. We just don't know. You know, I communicate, I'm communicating with women, and hopefully women can communicate with Frank and we can make this happen. The thing, the promoters from the past that's in America, they can't get along. They can't work together because everybody's worried about who's getting what instead of worrying about the fighters. What we're worried about is the fighters competing at the highest level. No more questions?
Mike Walters, Daily Mirror, this is for Floyd. Floyd, apart from a minor problem in the parking lot in Birmingham, how warm has your welcome been in Great Britain?
You said what? I didn't hear you.
So, apart from a minor problem with the parking lot in Birmingham, how warm has your welcome been in Britain? Has it made you wish that you had fought here in your prime as a fighter?
Everyone keep asking me, keep talking to me, saying that my automobile caught fire. My automobiles are in the U.S. So we make this clear, my automobiles are in the U.S. But I like the story because it was all around the world. It was good press. So, thank you. I don't know, we have trucks all around the world that says TMT. You know, I've gotten so much support from people from all walks of life. So you see TMT trucks in Africa, you see them in Russia, you see them in Dubai, you see TMT trucks everywhere. Just because a TMT truck catches fire doesn't mean that it's my truck. I guess safe to say so. But my stay here has always been great. Royal treatment, and I just want to say thank you to everyone in London, to everyone in the UK period, for embracing us, me and my team, with open arms. We're very, very thankful.
Any more? Any more? Right, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
We now move on to photographs, please.
And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.